Hello and welcome to WPI's daily briefing. Today is 1st of July. I'm Patty Debonitas. I'm today in the studio with Hamid Taqvaee, the leader of the WPI. Welcome, Hamid.
Thank you.
A couple of days after the Guardian Council has confirmed Ahmadinejad as the president, as a newly and again elected president in Iran, Mousavi has made a statement. A quite interesting statement, because he also features some demands in the statement that he made today. Hamid, tell us a bit more about this. What is he saying?
First of all, he says that me, like other people, we don't recognize that government is not legitimate, and that election is fraud again. We don't accept that election. So he repeats what he was saying during the last 2 weeks, and he also says that the protest should go on, but in a very peaceful way, in a way that even pregnant women and small children can take part in protests. That's what he says. And again, he says a lot about going back to through Islam, the Islamic Republic as it was before, during the Khomeini, that sort of thing. He tries to say to everybody that I'm not against the system, and we people are not against the system. We are just protesting for some reforms in the system. And then he puts forward some demands. Most of them has something to do with the constitution, with some specific laws on election, that sort of thing. And some of them are he calls for the freeing of all political prisoners, and also for freedom of press, and access to the internet, free access to the TV station, which is controlled by the government. Those are some meaningful things that he says, besides what he had been saying during the last month. Those are things that are, you can say, are some going forward from what he was saying before. But most of them is just, again, following the law. We want the through Islamic law, constitution, that sort of thing. A few, 5-6 demands with that frame.
So how does it fit together? On the one hand, he calls for fairly progressive demands, media freedom, free all political prisoners.
What he's saying is, let us, me and my followers, be free to express themselves. Because at the same time, he says that we are separate from people who are against the system. So he doesn't call for any freedom for those groups of people, as he says, are against the system. It means almost everybody else, other than him and his followers. Because people in the street obviously are against the whole thing. They already are saying that in their slogans. They are against the Islamic Republic, against the supreme leader, against the dictators, as they called the whole government as a dictatorship. So people are already are outside the system, as he tries. Now with that declaration, he says, calling for some freedom for us, for those people who are inside the system. He wants through Islam, through Islamic law, that sort of thing. So there is nothing about unconditional freedom, say, of press or internet or different sort of assemblies or parties. Nothing about that. All of what he says is inside the law, for people who are following the law, for people who are accepting the Islamic Republic, let them be free. That's what he says. The other thing that is, you can say, ridiculous and funny, he says, people are with the government. We are friends. We are friends of the system. We are friends of the Islamic Republic. Why you treat us, your friends, this way? That's another complaint. He's trying to imply that we are not against you. Why you are against us? What actually you get the impression is like this. And again, that's not new. Mousavi always said that only he's against Ahmadinejad because he's not the elected president, because he doesn't agree with the result of the election. Again, the same thing is repeating here. He says we are friends, we are inside the system, we don't challenge the government. Why you are attacking us and that sort of thing.
And of course, the impression he gives is very different.
I think already people in the city are much past him. They put forward much more progressive and aggressive demands against the whole government. People already did that. He's following people. In one of his statements a few days ago, he said that. He said, I confess that I'm following people. And I think in this sense he is right. Even when people went to the street before his calling, it happened 1 week ago, then he found out, okay, so I have to call for some sort of demonstration every day because people are doing that anyway. I better be the person who's calling for. So he's right. He has been following people. Even his statements are much behind than what people already want. And
in that respect, maybe even his demands are actually what he sees people are demanding: freedom of press. Yeah. Everybody talks about that.
I think those demands are actually the meaning of those demands. The reason he is declaring them is for somehow pulling people backward, as he says, inside the what law tolerates in Islamic Republic. Yeah. It says freedom for people who are not against us, freedom for people who are not challenging even the Constitution. We agree, we accept Constitution. The problem is that the government, doesn't follow those rules. So that's what he says. But people already know those are rubbish, and people already go much further than that.
And in an interesting move, the Basij have now written to the chief prosecutor, claiming or asserting that Mousavi should be prosecuted for 9 things that he has done, and that should be investigated, and there could be imprisonment for him, and his role in the protest.
Yeah, that's what the other faction of the government, the supreme leader and Ahmadinejad, they want to do. It's not only that. Before that, in many different ways, they were saying that, okay, even for the killings, Mousavi is responsible because he called for those sort of things. And they are saying that Mousavi is doing some sort of welfare revolution against the whole system. Mousavi is following some, I don't know, foreign governments or whatever to just making a movement against Islamic principles, against the supreme leader. He doesn't believe in supreme leader, that sort of thing. So there are all sort of messages and statements, and that implying that they want to arrest him and his group. As I think the main accusation is that he has been organizing some sort of velvet revolution against the Islamic Republic. That's what they want to do with him.
And as a member of the Guardian Council said earlier, next time they won't let Mousavi pass as a candidate anymore.
Okay, all right.
So we won't have that problem.
Okay,
nobody will have that problem. Hamid Taqvaee, thank you very much for being here today. This was WPI's daily briefing on 1st of July. I'm Patty Debonitas. Until tomorrow, goodbye.